Welcome back, everybody. Today it's going to be a discussion on the pricing for Bleach Thousand Year Blood War and also Hunter x Hunter. I received a very polite comment that asked me, have the prices on the sign cards come down? And the answer is yes. Before I begin, if anybody watched my opening video of Bleach Thousand Year Blood War, my sister still has not watched Bleach Thousand Year Blood War, even though the season is freaking amazing. Man, that beginning, pretty crazy, I will say. But now taking a look at this, Ichigo, even he cannot escape the law of supply and demand because that was the biggest question. Will there be enough supply of the booster boxes for people out there in the world? We know the track history of Bandai, and the answer, as you can see here on my screen, is yes, because booster box cases 1049 booster boxes are $63.98. There have been sales as of today. Today is November 12th. And as you can see, we have 6 booster boxes being sold. And you can take a look at this lovely bar chart here. You can see people have been buying this, just not in a humongous amount of rate. There's enough supply out there in the world. And you can definitely see that on the starter decks, which currently sits at $7.38. Or if you buy that in the retail stores. Now, taking a look at what we got going on here. So right here is going to be your signature card. So we got your 3-star right here, $900, 2-star, 219.77, 175 on Toshiro, Byakuya 97, and Jugram $72.71. I'm going to take the time right now just to flip. Well, actually, before that, look at the supply. The amount of listings 14, 23, 17, 32, and 25. But flipping over real quick to Yuite, this is the place that I use to take a look at JP prices. You'll see me do this a lot on Weiss Wars. If you are not used to that, this is what I do because pricing wise, it was not all that surprising to see these card prices the way they were. Ichigo on the JP side, 69,800 sold out. Obviously, that could be more, that could be less. Who knows what you want to put on there? Also, yen is not 1 to $1 to $2, so you can't really use that. There also is a multiplier normally associated with that. That's something that I've had to deal with when it comes to Weiss Wars all of this time, right? Because you have $900 on that Ichigo, but if you do the math, the conversion 69,800 does not equal $900. The down below with the 2-star Ichigo, 14,800, Byakuya 79.80. So you have to put some kind of math on that, assumptions on what you want to do, right? Because people, you're gonna notice some people love the character, some people love the meta, but you also have to remember when I flip back over here that there was also a second set. There are cards that have been banned. There's some cards we didn't get for English and going on to volume number 2 as well. But the nice part about it is this is your chance if you wanted to play a certain deck ahead of time, you can pick up some cards while the card prices are down, while you wait till May 30th for Bleach volume number 2. And of course, One Punch Man. That has nothing to do with Bleach, but One Punch Man cannot wait. That's one of the ones I am definitely looking forward to. Also, with Bleach Thousand Year Blood War, just to put it out here, one of the biggest things coming out for volume number 2, this Rukia, as you see, 148,000 yen. It is now showing, is now printing. There's no picture on here, and I didn't bother digging it up, but just do keep that in mind as something to help spur the future because you think about it, that Ichigo for volume 1 was that 69,800. Volume number 2, Rukia, 148,000. You take a look at this Ichigo in English 900. It does give you like some tailwinds on what you can think about for volume number 2. Obviously, when it comes to investing or just even purchasing product, it's not always going to work out the same way, right? There's still things to consider. But I do mention that as something to think about when it comes to volume number 2. Now, flipping over here to the SR parallels, you can see on the top left is going to be your starter deck sold out. That'll be of Ichigo over here to this Ichigo, $34.90 from the booster box. And then you also have this Renji, $65.99 also from the starter deck. Okay, so just make sure you know the differences between them. And down below, the rest of them just drop off 15, 18, 18, 13, 15. Okay, moving over here to what we got in the playables, let's say SRs like this Ichigo 952. If you remember correctly, this card was one of the ones that people wanted to get because they wanted to play with, and you just see the amount that was purchased in this lovely chart. and how it has dropped over time. Take a look about the listings, 87 of them available. Now, I just want to flip back so you can see the other listings as well. You have Renji 77, Toshiro 74, Rukia 92, Kenpachi 48, Unahana 87. So there's a fair amount of cards out there in the SR slot. Now, going over here to the rare parallel slot that we got going on, $20.12 on Ichigo, Rukia 13, and so on and so forth. I really do love these cards. I really did enjoy them. I really like the foiling that came on there. I'm really happy that it wasn't like the same look where they duplicate the same kind of face. Right here, really cool. I really like that Ichigo. Yep, I was really happy to pull that myself. And then we got Matsumoto, of course, where people enjoyed her for the artwork that you see on the card, $23.96. One other thing that I will mention out here are the action points. So just to show you what I meant earlier, action points, right? You could pick up in base rare, base card, no foiling, or you could get the foil version of here. And I will say the prices just differ very, very wildly between them. You have the starter deck Ichigo over here to the left, sold out, but then you have Toshiro 69, Byakuya 25.96. But what I wanted to point out here to you is Mayuri, right? So if I just show you all the way down here on the JP side, this is what I meant by maybe love a character or wanting to collect said cards. So where is it? Where's my action cards? Over here. I was on the wrong one. I was on volume number 2. So let me go back here to volume number 1. Here it is. Look at my Yori on the JP side, 59.80. So it makes you wonder, right? It made me wonder, like, what was going on here with that card versus this card here on the English side. Supply and demand, characters, whatever you want to call it. There is something that goes on here with the action point cards because, of course, you could use any one that you want. It's just something that you want to carry on with your deck. So interesting. I say that because when you think about action point cards in the future, when it comes to the future sets, like my what I said earlier, I want some One Punch Man ones, right? I'm gonna want to carry that into there, or just characters in general. Do you want to have CC? It's gonna be neat to see how the price action occurs on these cards. Okay, when you go over, oh boy, I didn't, I forgot this tab was right here. This is going to be your winner cards, and I want to show this to you because right, we had super pre-release over here that sold as high as, what is that price? Holy crap! People be buying them in the 300. Amazing. That's what I want to say. Amazing. Currently sitting here about $135. But then as I scroll here, you've been one of those people that were on those Facebook groups and watching people buy CCs at some really, really high prices. What you're going to notice, this one is about $15. So that was pretty incredible, the amount that it dropped off as. I think one of the things that I left wondering about this whole Union Arena thing is the amount of people that basically sold off their event cards, like the LGSs or whoever is selling this, that just have like these giant amounts of these winter promo cards for sale. Like, what is actually happening at that level? I know some people are saying their LGS decided not to hold the event and they're just selling it off. People just want to cash in. Maybe there's some that couldn't get people to actually play. Who really knows? But it kind of tells you the state of, I wouldn't say of the player base because that's not fair. I mean, and I will say this on the Y Schwartz side, this is what happens, right? Some people that have a bushy road, if they say they have like Card Fight Vanguard, even though they don't have Wise, some of them will receive Wise promo cards. I don't know if that's what's happening here when it comes to Bandai, if that's what's going on, and that's why there's vast amounts of them for sale in huge quantities. I mean, from one seller, not the fact that there's 29 listings here, just one seller with maybe 8 of these cards, 12 of these cards, just tells me it's another data point to use on the health of the game itself, right? So I'm not going to go too far into Hunter x Hunter, but you can see $5.98 on the starter. You're going to see booster box about the same, booster box case about the same pricing, and then 3-star that's going to be $2.95, and then all the other ones in the 100s, which somewhat matches if I just flip back over here. Yes, we got 219, 170. If I do an average on it, it probably takes us into the 100, right? Now going over to the not 2-star to the SR 1-star right here, $26.24. Usable card, of course. You're gonna see this deck wise. And then you also have all these other beautiful cards under $10. Uh, Same thing with the SRs, usable versus not. But what I want to show you really is the supply, right? 47, 46, 36. And then with your parallels, 36, 28, 23. And then lastly, here's some risky dice for you if you wanted to know that one. That's $6.99. So I really wasn't surprised by this. You had two scenarios, right? When you came down to what will the pricing end up being like? Is it going to be the one where there's not enough supply of booster boxes, or do we have enough supply? And obviously, with each scenario, it should have worked one way or the other. In this case, we have enough supply of these booster boxes. We have enough supply of starter decks, and we have enough supply of these winner cards. Abundantly so, apparently, because Nanami, he can't also, I guess, avoid the fate of being a loser. I like Nanami, by the way. I just had to say that. I say loser just because he's at the bottom of this list, which is very sad. Very, very sad. But that is everything. If you have any questions or comments, as always, feel free to write below or reach me in any way that you see fit in my description. I will say, lately my email has been slowed down, as in it takes a little bit longer to write back. So expect a few days before I get back to you. But as always, have fun, be happy, and don't spend anything outside your budget. Have a good one.